Hello, my friend. I'm glad you came back. Before we begin, take a slow breath in, hold it gently, and let it go. Let your shoulders loosen. Let your jaw soften. Let your heart settle into this quiet moment. You don't have to hold anything up right now. Just be here. Today's question reaches into one of the most fragile corners of the human experience. Why do we sometimes sabotage moments of happiness as if part of us is afraid to feel the very joy we've been longing for? It sounds contradictory, doesn't it? We spend so much of our lives searching for joy, love, peace, connection, meaning. Yet when it finally arrives, something inside us flinches, pulls back, doubts it, questions it, ruins it. We say the wrong thing. We look for what's wrong instead of what's good. We distance ourselves. We create problems where none existed. We convince ourselves it's too good to last. We guard instead of receive. And then, when the moment is gone, we ask in confusion, why did I do that? Why couldn't I just let myself be happy? Why did joy feel so unsafe? Let's explore this gently, piece by piece. 1. Because happiness makes us vulnerable. Joy opens the heart, and an open heart can be hurt. For some, happiness feels like standing exposed in a field with no shield, no armor. If you've been disappointed, abandoned, or hurt before, your nervous system learns a dangerous lesson. Happiness is followed by pain. So when something good finally happens, a new relationship, a moment of peace, a piece of good news, your body reacts as if danger is coming. A man once told me, every time I felt close to joy, something bad happened. So now, when I feel happy, I brace for impact. He wasn't sabotaging happiness. He was trying to protect himself from anticipated loss. We pull away from joy because joy demands that we trust life again, and trust feels riskier than loneliness. 2. Because receiving happiness requires believing we deserve it, and many people don't. If you grew up with criticism, perfectionism, neglect, or emotional unpredictability, you may have learned early that happiness is something unstable, something reserved for others, but not for you. So when you finally touch a good moment, your internal voice whispers, "This isn't for you. You're not ready. Don't get used to it." And then you sabotage it, not because you don't want happiness, but because feeling unworthy of it creates unbearable tension. It's easier to destroy something you desire than to sit with the fear of losing it later. 3. Because joy threatens the identity we've built to survive. People don't realize how much their sense of self is tied to past wounds. If you've spent years believing you're the lonely one, the unlucky one, the broken one, the one who must work twice as hard, the one who doesn't get chosen, the one who always gets left, then happiness doesn't fit your internal narrative. Your identity says, "This isn't who I am." So you unconsciously pull back into the version of yourself that feels familiar, even if that version is painful. A woman once told me, "I spent so long thinking I wasn't lovable that when someone actually loved me, it felt like wearing clothes that didn't belong to me." She sabotaged her relationship, not out of malice, but out of identity shock. Her happiness and her self-concept didn't match. It takes time to update the story you tell about who you are. 4. Because happiness exposes the cost of what we've endured. This is the one most people don't talk about. Joy doesn't just bring pleasure, it brings grief. Grief for the years you went without it. Grief for the childhood where tenderness never arrived. Grief for the relationships that didn't hold you. Grief for the time when life felt heavy, lonely, or cold. When something good touches your life, it reminds you of all the times it didn't. A man who experienced years of depression once said, "The first time I felt genuinely happy again, I cried, not because of the joy, but because I finally realized how long I'd been numb." Sometimes joy hurts before it heals. Sometimes happiness reveals the wounds we've been avoiding. And so we sabotage it, because facing joy means facing pain. 5. Because happiness demands presence, and presence is uncomfortable. True happiness isn't passive. It requires you to inhabit the moment fully, to stop running, to sit inside your own life without distraction. But being fully present means you can't hide from your feelings anymore. You can't bury your fears under busyness. You can't numb your heart with routines. You can't escape inwardly while pretending to be fine. Happiness calls you to return to yourself, and some people are terrified of meeting the person waiting there. 6. Because happiness can feel unfamiliar. We sabotage happiness not only because it's vulnerable, but because it's unknown. If your nervous system is accustomed to stress, conflict, chaos, or tension, calmness won't feel peaceful. It will feel suspicious. A young man told me once, "When things were calm in life, I panicked. My body kept saying, 'Something is wrong, it's too quiet,' and I would create problems just to feel normal again." His body wasn't addicted to pain. It was addicted to familiarity. Your mind seeks what it knows, not what is good. This is why people return to toxic relationships, why they repeat old patterns, why they ruin something gentle because it feels foreign, why they choose chaos over peace. Happiness is a skill, not a default setting. 7. Because happiness risks change. This is the overlooked part. Real happiness doesn't just comfort you, it transforms you. If you accept joy, you may start believing you deserve more. You may outgrow relationships, environments, or patterns that once defined you. You may stop tolerating what hurts you. You may start seeking a new life. And change, even positive change, is terrifying. A woman once confessed, "I sabotaged my own healing because I realized that if I healed, I would have to leave the life I built around my wounds." Joy can be a disruptive force. It pushes you toward expansion, and expansion requires letting go. Sometimes sabotage is not fear of happiness. It's fear of the transformation happiness demands. 8. Because happiness makes us visible. Pain hides us. Struggle isolates us. Self-criticism keeps us small. But happiness puts you in the light. And when you've lived in emotional shadow for a long time, stepping into joy feels like stepping onto a stage. People will see you. People will expect things from you. People may misunderstand you. People may envy you. People may judge you. To some, that visibility is unbearable, so they dim their own joy to avoid being seen. 9. Because joy requires surrender. Control is a form of psychological survival. If you can predict the pain, you can prepare for it. If you can expect disappointment, you can protect your heart. But happiness has no guarantees. It asks you to let go of control and lean into the moment, not knowing how long it will last. Some people would rather sabotage joy than surrender control, because surrender feels like danger, even when it's actually the doorway to deeper life. So how do we stop sabotaging happiness? Not by forcing ourselves to be happy, not by pretending we're not afraid, not by shaming ourselves for pulling back. The path is softer and slower. Here are small ways to begin. When joy appears, pause. Notice the instinct to retreat. Ask yourself, What am I afraid will happen if I let myself enjoy this? Practice receiving compliments, kindness, support. Let happiness be imperfect. Don't demand that it feels flawless. Remind yourself, it's safe to feel good. Allow joy in small doses. Let your body acclimate to it. Treat happiness like a guest. Welcome it slowly, gently. Heal the wounds that taught you joy was dangerous. And most importantly, replace the question, "Do I deserve this?" with, "Is this good for my soul?" Your soul never questions its worthiness, only your fear does. A final story. A man who had spent years battling loneliness finally met someone who cared deeply for him. She was kind, patient, present. He felt happiness rising in him, and immediately fear followed. He began pulling away, overthinking, finding flaws, creating distance. When she gently asked him why, he said something honest and heartbreaking. "I'm afraid that if I love this, it will be taken from me." She took his hands and replied, "Losing joy hurts, but never letting yourself feel it hurts even more." That was the turning point for him. Not because she convinced him he'd never experience pain, but because she reminded him of something we all forget. Joy is worth the risk. Even fragile joy, even temporary joy, even joy that might break your heart someday. Because happiness isn't proof that life is perfect. It's proof that you are alive. And being alive means letting yourself feel deeply, fully, bravely. Let happiness in, my friend, even if it scares you. Because joy, when you allow it to stay, doesn't just brighten the moment. It changes the story. Thank you for being here, for giving yourself this moment to reflect. Stay gentle, stay curious, and stay kind. And if this question spoke to you, continue your journey with us on Yarven's Questions. More stories, more reflections, and more quiet truths are waiting for you. Take care, my friend. Until next time.